but Atul Anjan, he could have almost become the Prime Minister. The fact was the left parties, particularly Harkishan Singh Surjit, were keen on making him Prime Minister no less in 1997. But eventually that was stopped, some say because Lalu Prasad vetoed it, others blame VP Singh. Do you believe Mulayam Singh Yadav could have been Prime Minister?
Rajdeep, you know better at that point of time how the things were moving. You remember one meeting with us took place in Banga Bhavan.
Yes.
Where me, Jyoti Basu, Indrajit Gupta and Mulayam Singh Ji was there. At the early in the morning at 9 o'clock, that was deal to struck. But by that time, Harkishan Singh Surjit, comrade, has gone to Moscow. The deal was to almost finalized, but all of a sudden one call came and that changed the whole thing. Because the call was that if you make Mulayam Singh Yadav Prime Minister, we will withdraw the support. That was the Congress party. And since then, it was not, it could not be materialized. And then
you are telling me that the Congress
what
party,
happened, Yetuda?
You are telling me Congress party vetoed Mulayam Singh Yadav as Prime Minister in 1997.
Yes. There was also, Lalu was also there, but you know, the United Front government was supported by Congress outside. And because of that, in 1999, Mulayam Singh Yadav didn't support Indira Gandhi to become the Prime Minister.
Sonia
that
Gandhi
was one of the reasons. But anyway, that is another part. But as a man, he was friend to all political leaders, even his adversaries. Darshan Singh Yadav was after his blood. And finally, he made Darshan Singh Yadav a Rajya Sabha member. I was very close to him, used to go whenever, or quite often, I get to call that from Ajaiye Bhai, Secy se namkeen or desi ghee ke laddu aaye hain. We used to take early in the morning breakfast, discussing international and national things. Many issues he used to discuss, and many used. And once he said, I am not now agreeing to support this question of Indo-US nuclear deal. I think that is necessary. We should support that one. That was a turning point where he had made good relation with the Congress. Otherwise, he was always against the Congress. But as a man, as some people say, he used to come. Whenever I used to sit with him, hours together, as a chief minister, as a party president, for after half an hour he will go out and meet the people, take their papers, then come back, give the orders, and that was his connection with the people.
Right.
That was his connection with the masses, and that way he used to work, and that has made him public. I remember
but he was also
Ramakola in Devariya. On the farmers there was a firing.
Right.
Whole night he travelled in an ambassador car, and next day morning he went there and we got arrested and he went to the jail. These are the some things where he was a dharti
but
put.
in
Why
a way you mentioned the firing. Many believe Mulayam Singh Yadav as an opposition leader was perhaps even more dynamic than he was in power. Questions of course arose over governance in particular. Since the mention was of firing, there will be those today who will see Mulayam Singh through the prism Yogendra Yadav of the firing on car sevaks in 1990. Do you believe that was a turning point in a way?
Before that he did a very big mistake. Before that, once he first time became the chief minister in UP, he did a very big mistake. He gave this Churk and Dala cement factory to the Dalmias, Vishnu Hari Dalmia, and he sent PSC to get the physically position in his favor, and when the workers were opposing, there was a firing. Some more than a dozen workers were killed. Our relation with the left parties went wrong with him, very wrong. But later on, it was 1990. Later on, our relation developed when 1996 or 95, when he thought without left we cannot move.
You know, Mulayam Singh Yadav sir changed a lot of allies over the years, lot of mentors, but Yogendra Yadav, that defining image of Mulayam Singh also firing on car sevaks, did that change the politics of India in a way, gave the BJP the opportunity to play victim and then take forward the Ram Rath Yatra?
Rajdeep, the
That's true.
bottom line is that firing on your own people is clearly an indication of governance failure. Interestingly, Mulayam Singh Yadav came from the Lohiite tradition within socialists. And one of the most famous things about Ram Manohar Lohia is that in 1952, when his own party was in power in Kerala, Thanu Pillai was the chief minister, and there was firing. Ram Manohar Lohia was the general secretary of the party, national general secretary. He resigned. He criticized his own chief minister because they were firing. So clearly, coming from that tradition, Mulayam Singh Yadav could not, and no one can justify firing on the people. And yes, politically also it turned out to be a turning point. It did give him an enduring support of one community. But the promise of Socialist Party, which is to bring all downtrodden together, remained a promise that was not realized, not only because of the firing. The other major thing that happens is inability to keep a long-term alliance with the BSP. After all, if you are a socialist party, you cannot possibly have a relationship of confrontation with the most oppressed in the society, namely the Dalits. So Mulayam Singh should be credited with that great big leap when the SP and BSP came together in 1993. However, a big leader like him must also share the blame for that alliance not continuing, and for the OBC politics and the Dalit politics, whose union could have transformed not just Uttar Pradesh, this union could have transformed this country's politics. That did not happen. So big leaders must also take big blames. But having said all this, we must remember, I mean, our culture teaches us that we remember leaders for the best things they do, the best phase of their life, for their strength rather than their weaknesses and whatever happened to them later. And Amar Singh episode that Anjan Sahab hinted at is of course that. But having said all this, we really are looking at a phase of Indian politics which we would read about only in textbooks.